Hi, my name is Jaime, and main reason that I'm doing this video is because he's frustrated that when you buy something to help you, it's not helping you at all. On this case, I bought a diesel heater, and I buy it for my Sprinter, which is 19 feet long. It's not that big, and the diesel heater is too hot for the size of this van. The reason that it's too hot is because it doesn't turn on. So even in the low level, it is too hot. So for me to keep it on, the temperature outside gotta be at least 24, and on the inside of the van is gonna be 71, 72. So if that goes up to 28, it's already too hot inside. So that's why I decided to start working on how to install a thermostat for the diesel heater, and that's why I decided to make the video. I hope this is gonna help somebody. If this help one person, hey, at least it's a help. Thank you for watching this video. See, inside the cabinet, I installed the two time delay relay modules, 1, 2, and also this is the remote control, and the remote control sent the message to the unit. So I'm going to explain a little bit about the connections. From outside of the cabinet to the inside, here's the hot wire and the ground. So hot wire goes connected to the houses of the van right here. The negative is going to the ground. The other two cables, the yellow cables, those are the ones that sending the signal to on and off to the solenoids. So for example, to turn on is this one. This one send a message here within 1 second, 0.5, and that send it to the remote control. Like if you just press the button to turn on the system, so the remote control send the message to the system and turn on. When the temperature goes to the level where we set them up, the thermostat, these ones activate the one to turn off. So also the same thing, send the information, goes here and goes to the remote control and turn on the system. Okay, the way the power is connected is I get the power from the house, from the van. It's right here. That goes all the way in to the thermostat, and from the thermostat come out to one of these cables to turn on the system. The power goes on to the remote control. From the remote control, send them to the unit, so to turn on. The other one, power come out to turn it off right here, to the timer solenoid and goes to the controller, and from the controller to the system to turn it off. That's the only power connection. For the ground connection, I connected from the van, goes inside the thermostat, and also from here I connected to this board with different connections, and I sent ground to the solenoids, 1 and 2, the brown cable, and also another one to the remote control from here to here. That's the only connections that I made. So the thermostat is working great, and I'm going to test it right now to show you guys that it's working. So right now the system is at 70. I'm gonna put the system, set them up to 71 to turn them on. So 71, I'm gonna wait. See, there's turn on the system. That goes right here. See, you can hear it. Now the system is on and is working. So I'm gonna wait for the thermostat to go down to the set them up temperature, and to see how it turn them off. See, right now it's in a on position. The heater is working. I'm gonna wait till the temperature goes up to 71, and then I'm gonna move the video to inside the cabinet and wait for a little bit, because that system turn off when it's at 71.5. So that give me the opportunity to move to the inside. See, the thermostat changed to 71. Now I'm gonna move to inside the cabinet. I gotta wait a few minutes for the thermostat to go up to 71.5, and then it's going to activate the trigger the timer, this one, and it's going to send the message to the remote control and send them to the unit to turn it off. There you go. They send a message to turn off the unit. See, it's off. So now that gotta go to a cooling cycle. Okay, I'm not gonna say that this is easy, but it's not something that you cannot do or you cannot try. What I did was weld these two cables in there, and I will show you some pictures on the location of where I make the welding. And then from there I went here and insert and use the screw to tighten them, both of them. From here the same thing, screw, tighten. Going south to the remote control. On the remote control you have to weld the cable onto the mini board. The same thing, welding here, welding the ground, and welding the other power connection. That's the most difficult thing, to weld the cables on the equipment. You can buy these ones and just connect them to the board, to the ground. Like I say, the most difficult thing is to make those welds, because the area is too tiny, too small, there's no space. What I did, I cut this board, I put everything there, I screw it. This is plastic right here, so it's not going to be attached to anything metal or something hard. This one, I put Velcro on it on the bottom. See, I put Velcro, so leave it there like that. Is not going to be moving. So try it, guys. If you have any questions, just send me a message or something. Like I say, it's frustrated because the place is too small for too much heat. In the thermostat, right here we have the ground, right here we have the power, and the only two connections that you need to do is this one right here, yellow cable, and this one right here. So there's two yellow cables. That's power and power. This is the remote control. Right here is where the battery goes. On this little pin right here, the last one, that's where you're going to connect one of the yellow cables, and on this right here, that one, that's where you're going to weld the other yellow cable. And on this end, on this one right here, that's where you're going to connect the black cable. So it's going to be ground, power, and power. That's why I wrap the remote control with tape, because when you put the battery on with the cable right there, it's not going to be able to stay firm. So that's why I wrap it with tape to keep the battery on place. You can use a zip tie or use whatever you want. Just keep the battery attached.